What if the most powerful move you could make was to walk away first? You see, most men make the same mistake when a woman leaves. They beg, they plead, they hold on to memories as if that will change the present. But what if I told you that the most attractive, most dominant, and most effective response is silence? Because here's the truth: the one who moves on first wins. Right now, you might be drowning in emotions, replaying every moment, wondering what went wrong. But the harsh reality is, she doesn't feel the same pain you do. Not yet. She made her decision, and she expects you to crumble. She expects you to chase. She expects you to validate her choice by falling apart. But if you do, you lose. This is where stoicism and dark psychology come into play. You must detach before she does. You must train yourself to feel nothing, to control your emotions like a warrior, to make her feel what she was never supposed to feel: regret. And that starts now. In this video, I will teach you the art of moving on before she does. Not just to heal, but to become so untouchable, so emotionally resilient, so upgraded that she has no choice but to look back and wonder, did I make a mistake? Because in the game of detachment, whoever cares less controls everything. Before we dive deep, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. If you're ready to reclaim your power, comment below. Power is in detachment. Now let's begin. Number 1. Embracing emotional control, the Stoic foundation. Most men believe heartbreak is something they have to suffer through. They let their emotions consume them, thinking that pain is proof that they once had something real. But the reality is much harsher. Emotions only weaken you if you let them control you. Right now, she expects you to be emotional. She expects you to act out of impulse, to text her, to call her, to beg for closure. And the moment you do, you confirm everything she thought about you. That you are still emotionally attached, that you are weak without her, that she has power over your state of mind. But what happens when you do the opposite? What happens when you master your emotions and give her nothing? In Stoicism, there is a core principle. You cannot control others, only yourself. That means no amount of crying, no amount of wishing, no amount of texting will change her mind. But you know what will? Your complete and utter indifference. The moment you stop reacting, you take back control. You stop being predictable. You stop being weak. And here's the twist. When you become indifferent, she starts to notice. Women are drawn to men who are in control of their emotions. A man who cannot be swayed by loss, who stands firm in his own reality, is 10 times more attractive than a man who lets a breakup shatter him. That's because in her mind, she now has to ask herself, why isn't he reacting? Why isn't he chasing me? Did I misjudge him? And that single question plants a seed of doubt, a seed that, over time, will grow into regret. So from this moment on, you make a decision. You will not react. You will not let her control your emotions. Instead, you will master them, because the moment you do, you become unstoppable. If you're ready to take control of your emotions, like this video, subscribe, and comment below. I control my emotions. They don't control me. Now, let's move forward. Number 2. The law of indifference, how she will chase you. The moment you show a woman that she still has emotional control over you, you lose. Because here's the harsh truth. People only value what they think they might lose. And when you make it clear that you're still waiting, still hurting, still hoping, she knows she hasn't lost you. But what happens when you flip the script? What happens when you show her nothing? No sadness, no anger, no reaction at all. That's when she starts to question everything. You see, there's a psychological principle called loss aversion. People fear losing something far more than they enjoy gaining it. Right now, she thinks she made the right choice by leaving. But when you show zero signs of heartbreak, when you carry on with your life as if nothing happened, you create uncertainty in her mind. She starts to wonder, wait, why isn't he chasing me? Did I miscalculate? Was he never as attached as I thought? That doubt, that flicker of insecurity, is all it takes for her to start chasing you. Dark psychology teaches us that indifference is power. The more you mirror her detachment, the more she feels the void. Most men do the opposite. They beg, they text, they post cryptic messages online, hoping she will notice. But all that does is confirm her belief that she made the right decision. Instead, you must do what she never expected. You must disappear emotionally. The strongest men don't argue. They don't seek closure. They don't play games. They simply become so indifferent that their absence starts to feel like a punishment. And trust me, she will notice. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. My silence is my power. Now, let's continue. Number 3. The art of disappearing, ghosting without regret. Most men struggle with the idea of walking away. They want to be seen, to be acknowledged, to have some final say. But the truth is, disappearing completely is the most powerful move you can make. You see, when you pull away first, before she even has time to fully process the breakup, you force her into a position she wasn't prepared for. She thought you'd linger. She thought you'd check in. She thought you'd wait. But instead, you vanish. No calls, no texts, no posts about how you're healing, just silence. And here's why this works. Psychologically, people only truly appreciate something once it's gone. When you remove yourself completely, you create a void, a space that was once filled by your presence, your attention, your validation, and suddenly she starts to feel it. The absence, the emptiness. She may not react immediately, but over time she will start to wonder, did I make a mistake? This is the power of controlled detachment. It's not about punishing her. It's not about revenge. It's about reclaiming your energy, your time, your mental clarity. She doesn't deserve access to you anymore. And the more you distance yourself, the more valuable you become in her mind. Because now, you are the one who got away. When you truly disappear, something strange happens. She starts looking for you. She checks your social media. She asks mutual friends about you. She expects to see some trace of you still lingering in her world. And when she doesn't, that's when she starts to feel the loss. And let me be clear, when you leave for good. No breadcrumbs, no subtle hints, no waiting for her to come back. Because you're not doing this for her. You're doing this for you. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. When I leave for good. Now let's move forward. Number 4. The power of the glow-up, rising above. Disappearing is only the first step. The second, you evolve into the best version of yourself, so much so that she wouldn't even recognize you anymore. Most men think healing from a breakup is just about time, but time alone does nothing if you don't use it wisely. You don't just move on, you level up. You become stronger, sharper, more disciplined, more successful. Because the greatest revenge isn't words, it's transformation. Right now, she expects you to sulk, to overthink, to post sad quotes and drown in self-pity. But when she finally checks in, when curiosity gets the best of her, what will she find? Will she see the same man she left behind? Or will she see someone completely different, someone she barely even recognizes? This is why you must focus on the glow-up. And I'm not just talking about looks, though that's a part of it. Hit the gym. Upgrade your style. Fix your posture. Become physically unshakable. But more importantly, level up your mindset. Read, learn, create new habits, increase your wealth. Become the kind of man who is so focused on his purpose that a breakup is nothing more than a minor detour. Because let me tell you, nothing makes a woman regret her decision more than seeing you thriving without her. Seeing you become more attractive, more successful, more disciplined, without her being a part of it, will hit harder than any words ever could. And when she finally reaches out, if she does, you won't even care, because by then you won't be thinking about her anymore. You'll be too focused on your mission, on your goals, on your future. And that's the ultimate power, when she becomes just another lesson instead of a loss. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I level up, I never look back. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. The silence strategy. why less is more. There's one thing people can't stand: being ignored. And when it comes to a woman who thought she had power over you, your silence will shake her more than any words ever could. Most men think they need to explain themselves. They want closure, a final conversation, a way to make her understand what she lost. But here's the brutal truth: the more you explain, the weaker you look. Women don't regret men who beg. They don't miss men who chase. They don't second-guess decisions that come with endless apologies. They regret silence. They miss mystery. They chase what they don't fully understand. That's why the strongest move you can make is to say nothing. No texts, no likes, no reactions, just pure, cold indifference. Because when you stop feeding her ego, when she realizes you truly don't care anymore, her mind starts working against her. She expects closure, she expects emotion, she expects to see you struggle, but instead she sees nothing. And that's when she starts thinking, did he ever really love me? Was I not as important as I thought? This uncertainty is far more powerful than any emotional outburst. Silence makes people uneasy. It makes them question. It forces them to fill in the blanks. And when she's left with no answers, her mind will create its own, ones that will make her regret leaving you. But the key here is control. You don't go silent just to manipulate. You go silent because you've already moved on in your mind, because you've redirected your energy toward your purpose, because her absence no longer affects your path. That's real strength. And when she finally reaches out, you won't need to say anything at all, because by then you'll already be gone. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. My silence speaks louder than words. Now, let's continue. Number 6. Reprogramming your mindset. Erasing her from your mind. The hardest part of moving on isn't the breakup itself. It's the battle happening inside your own mind. The memories, the what-ifs, the emotions that creep in when you least expect them. But here's the truth. She's not holding you back. You are. And if you don't take control of your thoughts, they will control you. Stoicism teaches us that suffering comes not from events, but from our perception of them. Right now, your pain isn't caused by her leaving. It's caused by how you're thinking about it. You keep replaying the past, attaching meaning to something that no longer exists. But the past is just a story, and it's a story you have the power to rewrite. So starting today, you change the way you see this breakup. She wasn't your loss. She was your lesson. She was never the prize. You were. And if she couldn't see that, then the problem was never you. It was her inability to recognize your value. So stop mourning her absence and start appreciating what you gained: freedom, clarity, and a second chance to become unstoppable. Because here's the truth. She's not thinking about you the way you're thinking about her. And that should piss you off. Not in a way that makes you bitter, but in a way that wakes you up. In a way that makes you realize that you've wasted enough time. It's time to take your mind back. Every time she crosses your mind, remind yourself, she's not your concern anymore. Her opinions, her choices, her life, it's irrelevant. From this moment forward, you erase her from your thoughts, because she's just a chapter and your story is far from over. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I accept, I adapt, I ascend. Now, let's continue. Number 7. The reverse chase, when she feels the void. Here's something most men don't understand. When you move on first, you take back all the power. Because the moment she realizes you no longer care, she starts to. Right now, she assumes you're still emotionally tied to her. She expects you to be waiting in the shadows, hoping for a second chance. But when she finally looks back, when curiosity or boredom forces her to check on you, what will she see? A broken man still stuck in the past, or someone who has completely evolved beyond her reach? This is where the reverse chase begins. You see, women are wired to desire what seems unattainable. The moment you become emotionally unavailable, truly unavailable, she starts to feel something she never expected. FOMO. Fear of missing out. She thought she had you forever, but now, Now she's just another person in your rearview mirror. At first, she might not react. But then, questions will start creeping into her mind. Did I make a mistake? Why isn't he suffering? Has he replaced me? And the more she overthinks, the more her emotions start working against her. And this is the crucial moment. You don't react. You don't acknowledge. You don't break your silence. Because the moment you do, you give her control again. This is why moving on first is the ultimate power move. Because it forces her to play the game she thought she'd already won. You're no longer chasing her. She's chasing the version of you she can no longer have. And if she comes back, if she tries to test the waters, you decide if she even deserves access to you anymore. Because by then, she won't be your priority. You will be your priority. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I am the prize. I choose who stays. Now let's continue. Number 8. The final test. Never let her break you again. At some point, if you've played this right, she will come back. Maybe it's a random text. Maybe she starts liking your posts. Maybe she accidentally runs into you. But make no mistake, this is a test. You see, most women don't come back because they genuinely want you again. They come back to check one thing. Do they still have control over you? And the biggest mistake you could ever make is falling for it. She's not coming back because she loves you. She's coming back to see if she still owns a piece of your mind. And if you react, if you reply too quickly, if you show any sign of lingering attachment, you just failed the test. This is where most men crumble. They let their emotions override their logic. They start reminiscing, thinking, maybe she changed, maybe we could work it out. But let me tell you something, people don't change overnight. The same reasons she left before, they're still there. And if you take her back without making her earn it, you prove to her that she was right to leave in the first place. So what do you do instead? You stay stoic. You don't react. You don't give her what she's looking for, validation. Because by now you should already be too focused on your own growth to care. If she truly wants another chance, she'll have to work for it. And most of the time, she won't. Because once she realizes you're no longer the same man she left, she knows she can't manipulate you anymore. And that's when the regret truly sets in. So remember, she is the past. You are the future. And no matter what, you never let her break you again. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I am untouchable. Now, let's finish this. Number 9. The ultimate freedom, walking away without looking back. The final stage of true power isn't making her miss you. It's no longer caring if she does. You see, most men go through all these steps thinking it's about making her regret leaving. But if that's your goal, you're still trapped. Because the moment you need her to notice, the moment you crave her reaction, you're still a prisoner to the past. Real freedom comes when you walk away and never look back. When you reach this point, she no longer exists in your world. Her choices, her regrets, her thoughts, they don't matter. Because you've built something far more important, yourself. You no longer see her as a loss. You see her as a lesson, a stepping stone towards something greater. And that is the moment when you become truly untouchable. This is Stoicism at its core. The ability to accept what happens without being controlled by it. To understand that nothing, not even love, is permanent. And to keep moving forward with unshakable confidence, knowing that the only person who ever had the power to define you was you. And if one day she realizes what she lost, if she looks back and wonders why she let you go, that's her burden to carry, not yours, because by then you'll be too far ahead to care. This is the final stage of power, not revenge, not regret, just absolute, unstoppable freedom. Like this video, subscribe and comment below. I am free, I am unstoppable. Now go live your life. And that, my friend, is the art of moving on before she does. It's not about playing games. It's not about revenge. It's about becoming the kind of man who never needs to look back. Because in the end, power comes from detachment, the ability to let go, to move forward, to never let anyone, not her, not anyone, control your emotions. You are the prize. You are the one who decides who stays in your life. And when you reach that level, when you become truly indifferent, you will never experience heartbreak the same way again. So now, the choice is yours. Stay stuck in the past or rise into your future. And if you've made it this far, if you're truly ready to elevate, prove it. Hit that like button, subscribe,